Excuse me, is anybody sitting here? Sorry, this seat's taken. Sorry.
Brandon, I don't know if you saw, but as of today, Spider-Man Brand New Day crossed $2 billion.
What did I say? What did I say? Of course it did, Rob. And it's not slowing down, man. I still think it's got at least a week or two of true legs before it starts to teeter. But holy cow, what is that? 3 weeks? 2 billion in 3 weeks?
3 weekends.
Crazy.
3 weekends. Do you think, because it made so much money, now money doesn't always mean Oscar worthy, but do you think it will get nominated for some stuff?
No.
Not even action, because then they just add the stunts or something like that?
Maybe, only because now that I think about the stunts category, there hasn't been a lot. But what stunts are we talking? The only stunts worth I think mentioning is the body jumps. I think those were really cool. But
you could
I don't
even
know
say the web swinging alone. That's a stunt.
That's CGI, brother. We're talking about practical.
But it was practical. We've seen him actually swinging back and forth through a lot of this filming. It looks like I don't know how much of it, but
yeah, not like and it's also. I think, and we can absolutely look up the criteria because this is going to be a really cool discussion as the year progresses. But I think the scene itself or the action of it itself has to be practical in a way. You can obviously build a set near it, but I think we've always seen Spider-Man web swinging. So what this time makes it Oscar worthy? That's a cool conversation, but I don't think anything in this one. I think it's the coolest. We've talked about it. It's the coolest web swinging we've seen in a long time. It feels more video gamey, but that doesn't mean that it was hard enough to justify an Oscar campaign.
You don't think maybe the fight with the hand at the end of it could qualify as stunt work?
No, and if it does, that would not bode well for the category itself. And now that I think about it, I'm sure it's going to be hard for a lot of comic book movies, depending on what the source is, for them to make it. I'm thinking more of a John Wick, right? Keanu Reeves doing something like a crazy stunt, or obviously TC legend himself, Tom Cruise, jumping off a building and breaking his foot and continue going, or literally driving a motorcycle off a cliff. Obviously, they don't all have to be that big and bombastic, but it's got to be something worth a nomination. You only get 5 slots for the entire year.
Okay, not bad. It'll be dope, though. It'll be dope. I've only seen it twice, and I've been wanting to go see it a third time at least, but I just haven't had the time. We're going to be talking about one of our movies that, we're going to be talking about one of our movies that I've been looking forward to more than the most of this year because it stars Anne Hathaway, The End of Oak Street. There were a couple movies that hit theaters this week as well, Brandon. We finally got Tony in there, and then the Paw Patrol, and there was a third movie. It's a comedy. The new Ice Cube, Dave Franco,
Idiots?
Is it Idiots? Nimrods. It's called Nimrods.
Nimrods.
Now, I wanted to go see all 3, Brandon. I could not really Paw Patrol, but I wanted to go see the other 2. And as you know, Northwest Indiana got hit pretty hard with storms, bad. I just it's just a bummer to go to movies for me right now because I have been blessed and I still have power. I've always had power the entire weekend or past week, and I don't know. I just feel guilty. I was going to watch a movie about dinosaurs, and what timing too, because this movie centers around a horrible storm, and the movie is about a storm too. It's kind of like Twisters a couple of years ago when Twisters came out. There was a couple tornadoes that same week. It's crazy marketing.
I do remember that because I wanted to go see that in an XD theater, and thankfully I didn't have to because I was experiencing it in real time. So I can only imagine for you this year.
Yeah, like I said, I've been blessed, but I've been driving around. There's trees down everywhere. It's hella sad. I think there is one movie theater around me that is still without power. So that kind of sucks. It's a bummer. But we had a couple other content released, show-wise. I've been flying through season 3 of Tires. You had the finale finally for House of Dragon. As of today, tonight, as we're recording this on the Sunday, Lantern starting tonight. I'm very excited to get into that. Yeah, I'm excited for the premiere. It's going to be exciting. And then we have just so much to talk about with D23 this past weekend. So many announcements we're going to break down. But as we talk, we're going to see that for the second half of this episode. Now, let's go into, I don't know, anything worthy besides, how did the series finale end for you for House of Dragon before we get into it?
Probably easily, Rob, the best episode of House of the Dragons by far throughout all 3 seasons. My favorite episode, the most happened here. We actually felt consequences, or at least got some resolution in a few things, and it set up the next season perfectly, the next and final season. I would even go to say it's probably in my top 10 Game of Thrones episodes of all time. I know a lot of people
Wow.
that I was talking to was like, man, this may be top 5. I think it's a little generous, a little recency bias, but genuinely I'm like, yeah, it might crack the top 10 spot. There was like a moment in this episode where I was already at my peak satisfied, and I checked, to see how much time was left, and there was still half an hour, and I said, what else is there? And it was
Yeah.
only greatness left, and there's no better feeling than realizing you got another slice of cake on the way. So I absolutely love it.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. There was a couple other series premieres, if I'm not mistaken, correct, this week that I don't know if you were interested in watching. Obviously, not me, right? I've actually been starting to go back and rewatch anime, but
Yeah, I didn't watch any new premieres outside of that. We finally got episode 2 of Ted Lasso. I know that the first episode of the season was more so a reset. So it didn't, I think I told you last time, I didn't necessarily capture the feeling that I was looking for. This next episode, it did. Like everything
nice.
fell back into place. Like I was like, all right, now I'm understanding why we decided to come back for season 4, and that there's at least potential, of them doing a great job. And I trust the process. And outside of that, I know that we've talked about these Paramount shows before. Did you ever start watching Lioness?
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana. Just it's such an interesting show because all of the Taylor Sheridan shows are that Yellowstone-esque vibe, and he really does have like a blueprint of how he wants his TV shows to go. Landman earlier this year was my number one hate watch. I hated that show so much, but I couldn't look away. Rob, it was my favorite car crash. That's how I kind of felt about Lioness. It's a better show, but there's things in it that aggravate me. This season, they took all of that out. I think there's 2 episodes so far. So I sat down and binged them. Bro, I was like, this is probably one of my favorite shows on right now. Like, this is what they needed to get back to. It's brutal. It's intense. There's like real shit that they're showing. I'm having a great time.
Interesting. Yeah, you made this sound awesome. I'm going to put it on my watch list now. I really don't check out Paramount. I did start Landman, and it was okay. It was okay, definitely. It felt like I'm not really into those family drama shows like that. But I don't know. I guess it didn't keep my attention, so I didn't finish.
Well, they had, I think I also told you earlier this year, they came out with 2 new releases back in March. I think it was The Marshals, which was a slight Yellowstone spinoff, at least with one of the characters from Yellowstone. We follow him, Casey, and then The Madison. I hated both of them. Like, not even in a good hate watch way. Like, I could not get through episode 3, 4. That's where I drew my line. So I was slightly nervous, like, all right, are we just making this extra season? But again, thankfully, it's paramilitary, but not like, everything going on in the world today, like you don't really want to get too much into you don't want to sit down and have politics at you, but it's just brutal. It's just like people getting things done and espionage and spy thriller, like with just some brute force action. I'm loving it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go totally off the topic, but weren't we supposed to get a John Wick animated show too on Paramount? Or maybe even Prime? Like as a prequel.
Well, they made that like Continental show, right? But I think that was live.
But that wasn't
action.
John Wick's. That wasn't John Wick's prequel. That was more of Winston's.
It's the same universe. But yeah, I don't know. Paramount's got their own troubles right now. They're getting blocked at every angle while they're trying to buy HBO, and it's looking more and more like that's not going to happen. So
no, I doubt it.
We'll see. With David Ellison out here trying to blackmail people at this point, wow, it's getting tough. It's getting tough.
Yeah, I did start season 3 of Tires, and I love the first 2. That's one of becoming almost like a comfort show. Like I'm a big fan of Shane Gillis. I know you like him to an extent, but the show is pretty funny. But season 3, you could tell they're getting money. You could tell like they're becoming. I don't know. It's a little bit different. There's some of the same themes throughout the whole season, but it's starting to feel almost like let's throw a random sketch into this episode, and it feels a little bit more like a sketch show's connecting versus like a continuous story.
As the kids would say, does it feel like it jumped the shark?
A little bit. I know what you're referencing too. Like, was it Happy Days where they jumped the shark in that episode and it just went downhill from there?
Yep.
I don't think we're downhill yet. If they announce season 4, I would be ecstatic. I would love to watch it, but it's just, I don't know. You could tell it's not a small show anymore, and it's becoming mainstream almost.
Yeah. Yeah, you got. It's one of those things where you can feel, hey, in the first season, maybe even the second one, like they had way more creative freedom because nobody was really watching it. Like it
Yes.
was it had its niche, but now the studio gets involved, right? Like you can feel that in the writing and the level of budget they put around it.
I don't even know if I would consider it that because to me it feels like more like they're just like fuck it, let's try this because we think it's funny,
Ooh, okay.
and it,
All right.
it
Well,
is
they got
funny.
emboldened. They feel like they can't fail.
Like there's like in the first two episodes, the end like there was right before the credits, they threw in a random scene that had nothing. Matter of fact, it was a prequel from a few years because it showcased someone that died, and in season one, and it was a joke about like the guy who wanted to go to see this president's speech at like that was it January 6th with the whole where they rushed the tower and everything. It was just like them convincing him to go do it because they thought it was funny, and then like they never referenced it again. It was just a random scene that like threw it in there. I was like, what the fuck? So it was funny, but like, what the fuck was the point of that? I don't know. So I mean, if you're looking just to laugh, it's easy to watch.
All right, fair enough.
Before we get into the movie, I did start your book recommendation. Was it Red Rising? I'm listening to it on audiobook.
Okay.
I should just read it because the audiobook is not helping at all. It's being
No. This is the asterisk. All right, you gotta get through. It's a lot of setup in there.
I'm on like a little halfway through chapter 3. I get it. I could tell it's leading up to something great.
Yeah, bro, just keep through the audiobook because I'm actually an audiobook defender. Like some people like to read it. I think that. Oh my god, yeah, no. You gotta stay locked in.
One, I just got really spoiled with the Harry Potter audiobooks because like they put money into that one. There's celebrities voicing the characters, and then there's like sound effects and everything like that. This one's just an Irish guy narrating the entire thing.
No, you got to do the dramatized version. There's a dramatized version.
I did not know that at all.
Yeah. You're all
that's why like this is so hard for me to listen to because it's like it's just an heavy Irish accent telling me the story.
Well, that's how I read it. Or that's how I listened to it, and I actually loved it. But my buddy put me on. I'm doing my third reread of the entire series, and I finally did the dramatized. I was like, "Oh, this is significantly better." And I was like I said, I loved it with my man. Yeah, go dramatized, and you'll thank me later.
Yeah, because this is like I said, I'm only three chapters in, and I could tell it's just all set up. Like I'm just learning how it is on this planet.
It's so important, though. Everything you learn in those first 4 chapters get magnified, man.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. But let's talk about Anne Hathaway, because I've been looking forward to this all week just for her, Brandon. I didn't go see this on an early premiere on the Thursday like I normally do, just because like the whole storms and everything. I did see this randomly on a Saturday at 1 o'clock showing, and my theater was busier than I thought it was going to be. Like it was pretty packed. And I think just the whole theater was packed. I think mostly because like a lot of people had power and they just don't have they want something to do. And, but I think it kind of helped the box office a little bit, at least in my neighborhood. For those who don't know about this movie's about, the Platt family bonds together to navigate their new surroundings as a cosmic event transports the suburban neighborhood to some place unknown. This movie does take place, I think, in 1982, they said. It was written and directed by David Robert Mitchell, produced by J.J. Abrams. Starring Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, Macy Stella, and Christian Convery. What did you think about this movie, Brandon? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, man. What is this? The 4th Anne Hathaway movie of the year. She's competing with Zendaya to just fill up our screens, and I'm not complaining whatsoever.
Yeah.
I thought that this was very fun. I thought that probably one of the better dinosaur movies since Jurassic Park, like actual, where Jurassic World went big and, has these $100 million budgets and $200 million budgets. This kind of stayed contained. And outside of that, this is like every other disaster movie where every logical decision gets thrown out the window and they lean into the stupidity. And it drives me crazy, Rob. I was sitting there, I was more mad at the movie than I was like having fun at some points. I was like, what are we doing? Characters drove me crazy. Like, I cannot even stress that I hate kids in movies in general. And like, these are the typical movie kids who go out and do every stupid thing that you can imagine. But outside of that, I thought had some really cool chase sequences. The music was very John Williams-esque without being conducted by John Williams. Like, you can tell they were really trying to get that feeling of the old 80s, but they didn't talk like they were in the 80s. So I'm not going to nitpick that. I think this was just a mixed bag for me. I absolutely see some people giving it like really fantastic fantastic reviews, and I love that for those people. And again, I think this is overall decent, but it was just kind of messy for me.
I agree with you. I mean, the story itself, it was average. The story was average. The dinosaurs were pretty awesome in this one. They like
For
you said,
sure.
that some of the decisions that the character stories made, it's kind of ridiculous and a little bit unrealistic. But Anne Hathaway acted her heart out especially when it came to the scene like where she just lost her shit. Like she lost her shit. Like she's seen someone get eaten. We'll talk about spoilers later, but she's seen someone get eaten, and then just her reaction. On top of that, you have kids nagging you and shit like that. It's her reaction was pretty good and genuine. I really did enjoy her performance in this one. As far as I'm concerned, I never seen this kid, the boy, in anything, and I thought he was just okay a little bit. But they did choose. He looked very young. I mean, so he might have acted like that correct age. As far as the dinosaurs, I'm a big fan of how they foreshadow the dinosaurs a lot in this movie. Like you don't really see a dinosaur until maybe like it's a short movie, it's an hour 40 minutes. I would say maybe 45 minutes in it, you see the first dinosaur, if not later. But the way they were foreshadowing, but you see shadows of it, or you see it knocking stuff over on the other side of the fence. I thought that was really clever and pretty cool to save money on CGI if you do it. There's a reason for doing it, you know. And a different take on dinosaurs. This one has like dinosaurs covered in hair. In this one, I was kind of surprised
and feathers.
to see that.
You know, somebody was on that Reddit thread talking about the past. So I'm glad to see that different theories are catching storm.
I was excited to see that because dinosaurs have always been portrayed as like scaly and like almost like a snake skin and everything like that. But the truth is, like, I don't think we know. No one knows what a dinosaur really looked like. We only got its skeleton to go off of.
No, I used to and it's so funny because if you would have asked me this 10, 15 years ago, like everyone, you know, at least with us in our groups, we're like, yeah, obviously the scientists are 100% correct. Like I see the fossil. But then like now people are like, yeah, but just because they have bones doesn't mean they go in that order. And you're like, wait, you're right. And then like you see like the different constructs of things. It's like, yeah, actually, like there may be more to it than that. So I was thinking that genuinely like during this movie, even the thing with the feathers, I was like, yeah, we still just don't know. I also thought that we've known about dinosaurs forever. And then I looked it up and I'm like, we just discovered them like, you know, in the 70s, 80s. So I was like, yeah, it's still extremely fresh.
Yeah, it's the same thing like if someone discovered human bones, like down the way future line. And they're not going to know all the meat and how we have guts and hair and beards and stuff like that. Like, there's no way to tell. So, I mean, it was kind of cool, especially that scene like where you see a dinosaur brushing up against the house and it's just like a wall of furs brushing up against it. That was pretty crazy. And there were some shocking moments in there. I did not really care too much for the ending. I really didn't care too much the ending. This movie did surprise me a lot in some of the like how much they actually did show you. I was like kind of worried for you, Brandon, because like this guy doesn't do horror, and I was like, this is kind of borderline for him to go see this in the first place. Some of the killings that you see is pretty intense. I did not expect to see that many people eaten in this movie. And it was also funnier than I thought it was going to be in some parts too.
Yeah, it was, but that's what I mean. Like even with the comedy, it was kind of just inconsistent. Like I felt like I was laughing at points when I wasn't supposed to, and then like they would try to make me laugh at points that just weren't funny. I never really understood what was going on. Talk about surprising. I'll give the movie this up until, you know, the ending. Like there was a truly shocking moment that had me gasp out loud. And I think you know what I mean. Like I was pleasantly surprised at the way they did the kills, like even some of the brutality like shown off screen. They did that thing that we talked about a little while back about, you know, Jaws. We felt the presence of the dinosaurs first before we actually saw them. And they, for better or for worse, gave us 30 minutes of true setup without seeing a single dinosaur, like getting invested in the family, getting invested in, you know, their stories before it devolves. Unfortunately, I just didn't care about these people that much before that happened. So that didn't go well. I think I agree with you where I say this movie had a lot of potential, and I stand by it. Like there's so many things that they could have continued to do, but obviously having it based off something already, you're a little limited there.
I was gonna suggest that too because I want to say it is off a book, right? This movie.
I think so, yeah.
And then, but I was curious, just I don't know what they're thinking about. Thought behind it was like, why is it set in 1980s too? Because like I don't think it'd be too much different if it was set in modern day because you can go back there. There's still no power or anything like that. It's not like
I think
That would make
it's the technology piece of it, right? Like I think having them a little bit more unplugged originally, and then them used to, even just how they were the nuclear family of it all felt really really 80s. Like I understand them going for that piece, but also this movie felt like if you would have told me. If I would have went in blind and you would have told me that this was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, I would have been like, yeah, that absolutely makes sense.
yeah.
Like, because it just felt like it was, trying to get like bait you, and then there was a twist and mystery surrounding it. So yeah, it's a weird one for sure.
Would you consider it's more of a time travel movie versus like a multi-universe kind of movie? I would say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely time travel. And to your point, like worried about me, Rob, my anxiety. I have an aura ring now, and I was like, looked at my alert, and it was like you peaked stress during around my 5:45, which is midway through the movie, because it felt like it was gonna jump scare me every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It started to piss me off. Where I was like,
Until
all right, here
there
we go,
could
here
have
we
been.
go.
I definitely could have seen those probably more jump scares, but like they wanted the PG-13 rating, so they probably took a
Yeah.
lot of that out. I think on my Letterboxd review, I was like, this is like the second movie in a row where we've seen dinosaurs having sex on screen. That was kind of crazy. The first one being like the Jurassic Park with Scarlett Johansson. But then
I blocked that out of my mind. Yeah, no, they really are into, and the way they went about it in this one, I said, "Oh, you're going for it."
yeah, that was pretty crazy. Let's go through it down the beginning though. Like, can you imagine like that you didn't really bond too much with the characters? You start off the movie by showing that there is some dynamic problems in the relationship between the husband and wife, Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, played by Greg
Ewan
Pitt.
McGregor.
Played by Greg. I mean, he's playing Greg in this movie. In like their relationship, they're talking about divorces already, and the kids definitely notice something is wrong with the relationship. This movie is short, so it's not really a whole lot of time to build up like a relationship. It's enough to know that they have relationship problems in this movie, and because of a traumatic events, they end up falling back in love. Surprise, surprise. Do you think? I was like, what if it's of a different director's take on this movie? What if they started out like a great, strong relationship, and then because like the situation that they're in, they're back in time, they just fall apart. Like they cannot. That's when they realized that they couldn't be with each other because like one of those too controlling, one of them was not taking it serious. I don't know, whatever it may be. Like, what if it was a reversal? Like instead of them being separated, then coming together versus coming together and then separating during this traumatic event. Do you think that would have made a big difference in this movie, or would you rather have seen that?
I don't know. I think that I was fine with, couple in turmoil. I don't care about them, Rob. I don't.
Okay.
I don't at
You're
all.
like, show me the dinosaurs. I'm here for the
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
man. Get to the and I'm also tired of the wimpy husband. Like that. I'm over that character type. I get it. I've seen it before. Like, but also they didn't do a good enough job making me hate this dude. Like, I get what they were trying to do, and you can empower Anne Hathaway and make her, this go-getter, a decision maker without making everybody around her just a wet blanket. I'm over it. The dude was literally like, at one point I was agreeing with him. He's out here just trying to deliver pizza. He's just, trying to provide in any way, shape, or form. And then she's like, he's taking the pizza thing off. It's like, well, it embarrasses your mom. I was like, man, they're trying to make money. I don't know. I don't care. Like, why do I have to see that conversation? Show me more dinosaurs.
But that might be like nowadays, I think that'd be more acceptable. Like I said, this is the 80s. So maybe that's a good reason why it was taking place in the 80s, because maybe like there is a higher standard for the men to be the provider. I mean, I'm not saying that's gone away
for
today.
Sure,
but...
For sure. But that's why I like again, I don't want to, we'll talk about it, but like, I can tell that they wanted us to be like, go her, like this guy sucks. But I don't think they did enough like showing us why he sucks. I think they told us a lot that he's supposed to suck, and with alluding to her book of like, she's just trying to get out of here, and obviously they kept saying it's not working, but like, why? Like that was the part for me.
I guess. I can see that too. And maybe if we learned that why, like we would have like been more attached to this family.
Yeah. They're like, oh, he's always away working, like trying to provide. Okay, got that. Or like, oh, she's like, you need to talk to your son. Like, and he's like, oh, blah, blah. She's like, don't excuse it. But then we see him have like a full conversation, like with his son, trying to hold him accountable. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I just saw him doing the behaviors that were asked of him. The one crazy thing is when he was drinking. She was like, I smell it on you. And he's like, yeah, I was stressed. I was like, dude, I would have been a bottle deep.
For real.
Transport it into another time. Like, shut up about these like real world. Yeah, whatever. Now I'm about to get mad about it.
It's cool. You're on the right track, dude. Like, yeah. As far as the family dynamic, yeah, that was good. Again, in this movie, like you said, like kids are the problems in all these movies. Like half of this movie would have been cut in half if the kids just listened to the parents, and this movie would have been cut 2/3 if it wasn't for that damn dog. That damn dog pissed me off in the whole fucking. I would have ate that dog before I went to go look for it. Honestly,
Jesus, Rob.
They were no food, no power. No. And then for the kid to go out in the middle of the night, by himself, without even telling anybody, or like his one defense is like a bow and arrow that has like 2 bows
that he can't even shoot, bro.
He can't even shoot. No, I was a little bit upset with the daughter's character because she, what would you say, like high school age, maybe freshman year, maybe a little bit younger than that. The whole movie was explained by her character. Like, this is like actually like point in times where some of the prehistoric time's going to come back. How the fuck do you know this? You're in 9th grade. Don't be telling me they're teaching us this in school. There's no way you would know this. It'd be different if it was like a neighbor or something like that who works as a scientist or something like that. You know, give me something.
Even
like
the librarian, you know, like go back to her. But like, not only that, they had her give way too much exposition, but she was also talking directly at us. Like, there was parts in the movie when they first got teleported, bro, when like the ears popped, that was a really cool effect. Like, then everything was muted and I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then they basically turned to the camera and was like, well, the reason why we sound like this is because of I'm like, okay, I got that. Like, you don't have to hold my hand that much. It's so lazy.
I think that's more like a streaming like a move, you know, for how at least Netflix does stuff like that, so you can like do other stuff while you're streaming and all. That's like a definitely streaming move tactic, I would say.
Yeah, but it's in the theater, so like, why?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. There was one of the funniest things about this movie is the neighbor, who I recognized immediately, but let me see if I can pull up his name because he was funny in this movie.
It's in everything.
His name is PJ Bryan, who plays Mel Jacobs, who was a Wolf of Wall Street. How I know him.
Yeah, and The Boys. But I know you haven't finished that, I don't think. But yeah, he plays a J.J. Abrams-esque director. Like, he's a parody of J.J. Abrams in The Boys. So I was very, very happy to see him here.
Okay, yeah, okay. I've seen him, and he was a very comedic relief, being a dick neighbor and stuff like that. And you finally, to the point where, like, I feel like they built enough for me to hate his character, where the audience was, like, laughing at his final scene.
And again, like, yeah, and in real time, I was like, yeah, this guy. But also, like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old. Like, yeah, your dog's tearing up my yard every night. And then I wake up and there's a literal mountain of manure. Of course I'm going to be pissed off about that.
Yeah, and then there's just the dog's owner is like, I want to shoot you if you kill my dog or something like that. I'll set your house on fire. Do you think, like, the way we were talking about it, do you think Anne Hathaway was a Karen almost?
Great question. Phenomenal question. I don't know. I know that they wanted her to be like the, you know, go-getter protagonist, and I loved her. Like, let me be absolutely clear. I really appreciated her, and she's a phenomenal actress. Like, you can tell the director was like, I think somebody, I was watching something, and they were like, you can tell the director said, like, go bigger, and she was like really like big in this performance. But I think it absolutely worked. I just think that, again, her character sitting around typing up a book about leaving all day, and then like, I don't know, but also she, you know, right when the shit hit the fan, she's like, we got to go scout, we got to get water, we got to get weapons. Like, she was on her shit.
Yeah.
And I did appreciate that. I'm just saying, I don't need everyone else around her to be idiots to show me how smart she is. She can also be that way without everybody else being, you know, so helpless.
On the other hand, I think that's what movie separates that from other dinosaur movies, because if you have other people who are on the same topic and are also the same goal, who actually can do something helpful, you might get more of a Jurassic World kind of movie, I would say. I don't know. Maybe that's just the way it's differentiating itself.
Yeah, well, like, there's a difference.
It's a suburban mom, you know.
But that's my point. Like, suburban mom in the 80s, is that does this fit right now, Rob? Like,
okay, I see your point. And it's like I said, on top of that, you have kids nagging you, and then I was like, I think we're at the age now where Anne Hathaway's character probably isn't that much more older than us. Like, we're teenagers. And just like, what are we going to do, Mom? What are we going to do? How are we going to go home? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't have the answers. I would crash out on them so quick. Like, you think I'm trained for this, dude?
This movie would have been, all I'll say is this would have been a different movie with the minority family. Because 90% of the, you can dislike a character, like not agree with their decision, but like there's a difference of in Jurassic Park, the dude on the fence being so scared, even though it's electric, like he can't move. That's different than we are under attack in a survival situation and you choose the nighttime to go out on your own.
Yeah.
Like those decisions, like almost take me out the movie. Cause I'm like, what do you mean? And then the sister, like to follow him without saying anything, like, what are you doing? There's no plan here. I don't know. That's where I get bad.
How did you feel about the scene where he's running in the nighttime and he comes across the bully?
Pissed me off.
Yeah.
Easily the most aggravated I was for multiple reasons. One, why do we care about this?
Yeah.
It was a throwaway line that's like in the middle of the movie. Two, why does the bully care about this? Undoubtedly, they just saw people get murdered in real life by these animals. And three, like, why is everyone outside at night? Like, what was his plan? He was just sitting there waiting for him for the last few days, like, but not attacked by any dinosaurs. Like, it was just stupid. That was the stupidest scene in the movie.
That whole story arc was random and not needed. There had to have been a big parter in the book or something like that. If this is based on the book,
because like had to have been.
Take everything about that bully in that story and it's the same fucking thing. Like, it didn't even develop his character. He was still a wimp by the end, you know?
He did nothing. And that's a really good point. If that scene doesn't happen, does it change the movie in any way? No. So why is it in there? Like,
I think you can almost say the same thing about, like, you take away a lot of this random, like, Anne Hathaway wanting to be an author. Take that away. It's the same movie.
Yeah, but at least that gives me context to one, when she finishes the book at the end, that solves that problem. And like, it shows that she is, again, the context of their marriage, right? Like they keep talking about that's her way out. That's her escape. She wants to do more. That's how she sees herself, but not really according to her. Like, at least I can gain something from that information. That stupid bully scene, nothing.
Let's talk a little bit more about the dinosaurs and then we'll get into spoiler territories. I really enjoy the dinosaur scenes in this movie. They were terrifying, like, as they should be. You know, this is, if you see a dinosaur coming down the street, I'm going to be shitting bricks. I'm going to be, especially that scene with the snake we'll talk about. But seeing the killings in this happen, like, you see, like, these giant birds picking at them. Like, they don't die right away. Like, some get their face eaten. Someone's like, it's like gruesome with some of these. There was not, what I would say, I think you only have so much anyway to get a PG-13 rating. But even like some of the bigger scenes, like when the big death happens towards the end, like it happens off screen. You see in people's reactions to it a little bit, which makes it a little bit easier because like I was still squirming in my seats knowing this was happening. And I was terrified. You got to showcase a lot of different dinosaurs. You've seen some herbivores, and then you also see a dinosaur eating a dinosaur a couple times in this movie. And that was insane. And like this giant snake just randomly crossed through the window. And that scene pisses me off. No one's going to hear this ginormous snake.
Well, thank you. That's my entire problem with this movie. Not my entire problem, but a big part of it is like, I didn't realize dinosaurs were this stealthy. There's multiple scenes, like the one when they're all in the street and that big ass dinosaur
it snuck up on them,
sneaking up on them. But also, like, where's your peripheral vision? This is a moment where, like, I don't care how you are in your day to day. Once you see one person get eaten by a dinosaur, your head's on a swivel. It just is. I'm not going to believe that it's not. So, like, for them to go through everything they went through and then, like, not notice this 20 feet thing running at them until it's in bite range, shut the hell up.
And then, like, Jurassic Park taught us, like, these things make vibrations when they fucking walk around. You're not going to feel this giant, massive fucking mountain running towards you.
Like, you better have some spidey senses. Like, that really... Like, obviously, the way it was shot, I'm just watching it. I'm like, yo, turn around. But also, like, if there's four people talking, someone has them in the 180. Like, I was so upset that they did that. Like, even if something came from the sky, Rob, that would have made more sense. Like, they didn't see it coming. Don't show me this thing encroaching on them from so far away with no one picking up the any type of vibration. I can feel, if I'm on the street, a car on the street.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not going to feel this thing lunging at me.
There's a scene, like, after the kids sneak out and the parents and the kids are reunited. And they're like, come on, guys, we got to get back to the house. Fuck that house. This is our new house right now. You know, we ain't going all the way back across town. We live here now.
We live wherever we want. I got this gun that tells me this is our home now.
Right, dude. It was It was insane. Like, I would be different if your house had power, maybe, or even some kind of like gun things, like a gun, cabinet or whatever you want to call it. Let's get into spoiler territory a little bit. You know, if you didn't see the movie, I hope you enjoyed what we're talking about. It probably didn't make too much sense, but we're gonna get into spoiler territory here. I don't know how I feel about the fact that we're never gonna understand why this happened, because they don't truly understand what happened to them. Like, it was just a random portal that's transported the entire neighborhood into the past, and then the past where this neighborhood was into where they were. Now, there is a scene where they see the flashing glowing lights, the same ones that were during the storm, in a different house. I thought, I was like, oh, maybe someone's experiment did this or something like that. You know, I did think that for a moment, like there maybe like some random man trying to explore with atoms or some shit like that. He transported them. How do you feel about the idea of them just randomly getting sent back in time?
You know what? Unfortunately, I liked it. I don't need
Okay.
to. I don't need to understand, the why behind it. And maybe I'm just too jaded from having like every movie getting 3 other movies besides it in a TV show deal. Like I like a good mystery, but that's like my other issue. This kind of felt like a X-Files, or
Yeah.
Twilight Zone episode that got stretched out into a movie. Like, why did it happen? No clue, but it happened, so we got to deal with it. Like, I like being in the hot seat there.
Next one, then we'll get to the big one. The random story arc where the kid's sister steals his girl at the end, that was pretty random and not necessary, but funny.
Yeah.
That was like, I was waiting for that character development. Like, he's gonna end up saving this girl. Like, he's gonna do something heroic, and it's never happened. Like, his sister got more praise in there.
I will say that part was like a funny moment for me. Like, he's up there trying to be the hero, and she just runs up and stabs that mother effer. I said, you know what? Go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
If I see my brother try to bust out that bow and arrow in the fucking with the dinosaur running, I'm slapping you upside the head. Like, you're
Yeah.
I'm tripping you. You gotta get
Like,
eaten because of that. Like, I just
Stop.
yeah.
Stop. Practice
And
with it.
even if I see my brother running outside because he's chasing the dog, I'm like, nice knowing you, dude. Like, fuck that.
At least yell, "Hey, yo!" Like,
Yeah.
and also
you don't
like
wanna-
his parents. Yeah, I'm not touching that. That was interesting to say the least.
And I mean, when they finally find their way home, the funniest scene, like where the kid jumps and he misses completely, like the portal closes, and you knew that was gonna happen. But
you knew that was gonna happen because, again, like, the sense of urgency that has failed to happen drives me. What do you mean? Make sure you time it, okay? But then it happens, and I was
he waited
counting
like
at least 7 more times. It appeared and disappeared. I'm like, brother, go! What are
Right.
you doing?
he fucking waited 3 business days for this to make a move, and all of you guys jump at once. Fuck that. Even if you don't know where it's taking you, it's got to be better where you're at now. Oh, you would think at least.
Gotta be better, bro. Even if we die, bro, I'm good. Like, it's better than this.
And then the little girl that they end up kind of finding, and she jumps in no problem. I was like, all
She
right, I'm
cracked
win
me
for
up
you guys.
because I told you, minorities, bro. We're not
That
sticking
was-
around to figure out what
She actually had a very, very bad, sad story, I would say, like where her parents probably got eaten.
Yeah, but it
that
worked
was
out,
pretty
so,
heartbreaking.
Yeah. Did
And
you
we'll talk-
catch? Did you catch, slightly moving forward, that we saw another version of them in the past as well?
Of both families? I know her family, there was 2 of her.
Yeah, of like the Anne Hathaway.
There's 2
family.
Anne
We saw
Hathaways.
them running in the background.
I did not see that. I thought they only saved the husband. And that's why I didn't like the ending, because like she just made her other self so much more problems, like, by taking him away.
Yeah, well,
do
because
you
the
live
only
with
reason I
that?
noticed it is because it was like it was the exact dinosaur and like a family chasing, and I just happened to like really like I was like, oh man, that looks like them, and then I was like, oh, in my head, you know how we do, I was like, maybe they're in a loop, and I like started having all these like premonitions, and then the end of the movie happened, and when I was driving home, I was like, oh wait, that's still them there, like they still got transported, so we still see them. But we actually, I just realized we skipped over that moment with the dad defending the family. How'd you feel about that and how that went down?
I kid you not, Brandon, right up until that moment, I was thinking like, somebody has to die. Somebody has to die in this movie for me to like feel at least some kind of emotion towards this family, like sympathy or something. And then as soon as it happened, I was like, no, they took him. They took him because like, again, like he was trying to save somebody, and then as soon because he comes up like heroic, he does like slap the shit out of him with a bat. And I told my dad, I went to see with my dad, I was like, I would never not brag about that in my life, that I just slapped the shit out of a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
And then he got eaten 2 seconds later. First, he got his leg ripped off first. I was like, no, that was heartbreaking. I was like, honestly, like if my leg got bit off like that, just eat me. Just kill me.
And that's, bro, we're the same person. Because one, okay, again, I'm going to call them incompetent. You have 5 people running in different directions and y'all still get caught. Crazy to me. And then even her, like, just flailing, like the moment he distracted, we got to keep moving, like this whole standing still. So he knocks the dinosaur out and he's up there trying to have a conversation with her. First mistake. The leg goes. I go, whoa, like in real time. And then I'm like, in that small second, I was like, I wonder how he's going to get out of, oh, he's not. Like, it's just, I said, oh man, I'm like, he's actually, and I gasped. But then what pissed me off, again, no urgency. The dino is eating the dad, and she just walks past it.
Yeah.
Goes to the kids.
She's going for a walk.
Don't watch, and they're just standing there. Y'all gotta keep moving. Like, what is happening right now?
That was tough. And I tried to put my feet in their shoes. Like, you just witnessed your dad get eaten by a freaking dinosaur. Like, that would fuck you up pretty bad.
Bro, take me next. But then, exactly to your point, 90 seconds later, Mom, what are we going to do? I would have been like, yo, shut up.
And that's the scene I was referencing. Like, yeah, she did very good about like dude, like back up the fuck off for a few seconds. Like, we just saw your dad get eaten. Like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say right now that can make this better? And then they find this house up, and they get chased to the roof by these this alligator looking dinosaurs in this thing. That was terrifying itself. But then you fall and you all go back downstairs and you got to go back upstairs again. I was like, I didn't like that at all. This is also where the dog comes into place too. Fuck that dog. And then they come back in time. Like, they got back maybe like half an hour before they're supposed to be teleported back in time. And also they fall in some lady's pool, and the lady's like, get out of here. And she goes back inside. I was like, I'll make sure they don't fucking stay in my pool. What the fuck? And she goes to make Anne Hathaway's character goes make a call. And I called it. Like, I knew she was going to order pizza. I knew that was going to happen. I also thought in the beginning of the movie, they should have played like they were getting a phone call almost. But I guess that would have made sense too, because if you got that phone call at the beginning, that would never happen.
It still happened linear. And I really like that. I thought that was really well done, and that it made sense. Like, I like that, obviously, when it passes the logic test, right? We know that he comes home as that's happening, so he was still doing deliveries. So to make him do an extra one is no cost at all. I was like, yep, checks my box. Good to go there. First of all, this guy was in bed sleeping already, and he had to call 11 and like, can you deliver this pizza? I was like, no. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was still like when the original scene happened in the beginning, he was just getting home. Everybody else was asleep. So that's what I mean. Like, that it passes the logic test. Like, okay, he was already out when that happened. Like, that makes sense. Because I would be with you, like, from bed. He had to go pick up the pizza. Then like he was already out delivering.
And there was also a scene too where like the couple, like, they were taking cover in a car because there was a stampede of dinosaurs coming at them. Like, you guys definitely would have been killed. They definitely would have stomped that fucking car into pieces. Yeah, it was, some of the logic was crazy. Overall, I had a good time. It was a fun, this theater had a lot of interactions. Like, I heard a lot of whispers, like, just what would you do in that situation or something like that. It was fun. It was a fun, interactive kind of theater like that. I would see this again maybe one more time streaming, but I'm definitely going to forget about this movie by next year, unfortunately.
For sure. Like, I'm not going to say it ruined my streak of, I think we talked about last week. I saw 6 movies in a row that I was thoroughly, like, happy to see, like, good ratings. And this doesn't necessarily kill that streak, but it does, like, dampen, like, dang, all right, I had my high period. Now we're coming down. I will say, yeah, man, overall, I think this was an extended version of a, Twilight Zone. And for better, for worse, that's what we got. And it was perfectly fine. Like, I understand if you had a blast during this, there was a lot of parts like we both said, like, that were fun or that were funny, but also the ending left me with more questions, because the ending scene when they're at the picnic and now there's 2 versions of the girl because she saved her family. Like, whoa, like, go explain that a little bit more. Like, what the hell? I was like thinking about that driving. It left a lot of questions inside the thing as well.
It's okay, but like you said, I don't think I'm okay with it. Like leaving a bunch of questions. It was
Yeah.
a fun, entertaining story. It was an entertaining story. We did shit on a little bit, but I think the goods outweigh the bads in this one once you shut off your brain a little bit. Great performances, Anne Hathaway. I mean, that was probably the best casting for this movie that you could have done. I don't know who else would have been done. Maybe the kid's a little bit different,
In
but
not in
overall,
another
the
way. That
dinosaur.
kid was the dude kid was he just was sniveling, bro. He's just pathetic. The only actual time that I was genuinely scared, not scared, like there was a lot of freaky parts and you talked about it, but like that snake dinosaur when
Yeah.
he's bashing his head into the like door, I was like,
Yeah, I'll be
may,
shitting bricks.
like, he may die right now. And I actually like really liked that. Like I liked it. But I guess coming out of
You
this,
see Anne Hathaway just stabbing the shit out of it though.
going to town, dude. Would you survive in this scenario?
No. I just told you we have power outages here. I've been blessed to have power. I was like, there's been people without 5 days without power, Brandon. Like that just makes me realize like I would not survive in this situation. Not even remotely close. Not even maybe 2 nights. I'll give myself 2 nights. But once we run out of food, take me out, coach.
Yeah,
because
the food's like the toughest part. I think it's fairly easy to survive. Actually, I think if they would have stayed inside, they wouldn't have ran into any of these issues.
But you don't know how long it's gonna be. Yeah, you don't know how long it's gonna be. You don't know how you're gonna figure this out. You're forced to go outside.
Bro, here's the thing though. Like, I'll say this: outside of the pterodactyls, outside of the flying dinosaurs, every other dinosaur is avoidable. Like maybe those raptors because they're fairly like they're quick, but like, bro, do I have my car? Like if I have my car, I'm at least bobbing and weaving. On foot, like there's so many avenues. Like what it showed me is they can't get into the house. Like I actually wanted them to see them destroying more houses. But like if brick and mortar is the issue, and I have 100 opportunities to dive into a house at any given second, like I think it is way more likely to survive because also like it's not like every dinosaur is out there trying to kill you. Like there's other dinosaurs, there's other prey. You just gotta, you gotta do your part. Like those stupid alligator dinosaurs were nothing. Like they only because they were trapped and like the way that they got surrounded were they a real threat. But also in real time, I was like, run. Like they are not. They are like this tall off the ground. Just sprint like outside and you'll be okay. Like they kept putting themselves in stupid situations. That's my ego talking. Like truly, I'd probably last like 6 hours. But in my head, I'm like, I could do a week. I could easily do a week.
No, Brandon, I would stay with you if that's the case, because I'm giving up. I hate to say it. I mean, it'd be different if you have kids, like her situation, but if it's just me, take me out. Like, I'll take my old
if it's me and like I see the portal and now bro, I'm putting a matrix. I'm like, all right, it appeared here. Like if I have and that's I guess the asterisk. If I know that there's a way out, I'm surviving. I'm not going outside and then during the day. Shit's already everywhere. Like I'm good to go.
What would you give this 1 out of 10?
6.
I give it a 6 as well. That's exactly what I had in mind. And there was also dinosaurs that came to our world too, like that got transported here too. Like
this is just gonna turn assholes out. And they said that
they contained them. They contained them. Like this, they're gonna make another Jurassic World, Jurassic Park with that kind of plot line.
They big raps on those things. And again, like obviously, what weapons do you have? But I saw one of those things you're taking out with a single shotgun. Like I'm stacked. I know what I got in my arsenal. I think I could at least fare a good chance of scaring some away.
Maybe. All right. Now we talked about we're gonna save D23 announcements towards the end of this. This is where it's gonna be because it's gonna be a big chunk of a time. We're already 50 minutes in, but we're gonna try to speed through some of these because we'll have more time to talk about as we get closer. Brandon, I have all the D23 announcements here, from movies, from TV shows, to park announcements. We're going to cover it all right now. Marvel's going to be the big one, obviously. We had Comic-Con a couple weeks ago that we got some information on. I think they also announced some of these movies at CinemaCon early this year, but this is a little bit more details. Up first, Frozen 3 announced. We already knew Frozen 3 was coming. Frozen 3 had new footage, including a new look at the villainess whose powers rival Elsa's, and it's coming out November 24th, 2027. Are you sitting in theaters for that?
I'll probably take my niece.
Yeah, I'm sure with that. No, I know what that means. You just want to go see it.
I'll find a built-in excuse. Well, you're talking to the guy who went solo to Toy Story 5, all right? If I wanted to just go, I'll go.
Toy Story is a little bit different. I don't know. Zootopia 3. It's an early development. No release date has been announced. They just announced that they are going to make it. I don't care that this movie's being made. Also, like, good for them because it's all a money thing from now. Because the last one did very, very well, and I don't know. The stories are just kind of mid to me. I don't really connect with it a whole much, but good for them. Good for people who would love this franchise. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, Pixar is really leaning into their sequel strategy. So we got a lot coming. I liked Incredibles 2. It wasn't my favorite thing, but
Yeah.
I do stand by Incredibles is my favorite Pixar movie of all time. So
whoa,
all time, and I'll die on this hill by a country mile. It's the
Okay.
best and my favorite.
Okay.
Don't get crazy, Rob.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Incredibles 3 in a minute.
I'm excited. I think the only thing that kind of I had the reaction that everyone else had was like, Jack's still a baby in this one. Like, we're not aging him at all. I wish we would do that a little bit, but
yeah,
I'm fine.
The Bluey movie got announced with a new poster and a little bit of teaser shown at the announcement. August 6, 2027. I think we're going to see more adults in that theater than kids in that one, unfortunately. Lilo and Stitch sequel got announced, showing the alien angel appearing. Production begins later this year, coming out May 26, 2028. And this did get a big reaction because Angel is a fan favorite character from the show. I'm assuming they're going to take bits and pieces of the show into this one, but it's also mostly going to be very, very unique just because the characters are aging in this one because it's a live action movie. Live action Tangled. First look with Kathryn Hahn as Mother Gothel, Tegan Croft as Rapunzel, and Milo Manheim as Flynn Rider. That one's coming out March 31st, 2028. I'm not looking forward to this one just because Snow White bombed pretty hard. So I don't know how much more excited I am for these live action ones.
I trust this one a little bit. Obviously, we have turned the page on live action. I think they're. I say that, and then Lilo and Stitch just did $1 billion last year. So who knows? But I will say, Kathryn Hahn was from the moment that Tangled came out, like the #1 fan casting, and then when Agatha all along, WandaVision came out, it was like, please give us this. It's actually happening. So I think that alone is going to drive some butts in seats.
Great point. I'll probably see it just for her. Yeah. The Simpsons movie, we knew this movie was coming, but they got first footage shown at the D23, coming out September 3rd, 2027. Are you excited about this one? I don't know you to be a Simpson guy.
Not a Simpsons guy. I like The Simpsons, but I never watched it in any way that connected me to it. So
I'm the same exact way too. And I remember the first one came out like years ago, and that was a pretty big deal. I don't know. I might watch this one, but it's the same thing as Bob Burgers. Like I wasn't big into Bob's Burgers, but I did go watch that movie. I like Bob's Burgers. I'm not hating it at all. It's just, if I were to pick any of those shows, I'm unfortunately a diehard Family Guy guy.
That's what I was gonna say. Family Guy, and funny enough, American Dad was my sauce. But I mean, this is cool.
Ice Age Boiling Point, new footage shown featuring Scrat, Baby Scrat, and Jurassic Scrat coming into theaters February 5th, 2027. Not that long away. This is one of the top 5, if not top 10 franchises of all time. I don't know if you knew that, Brandon. Doesn't seem like it at all. It's very surprising.
It peaked when we were kids, man.
It did peak. I'm still gonna watch it. I can't talk shit. Oswald, the Jon Favreau live-action animated hybrid series about Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, coming to Disney Plus. It's gonna be a series, February 17, 2027. Here we go, Brandon. The Incredibles 3 concept art was shown. Story details, and Violet and Dash are taking center stage with a new villain coming to theaters February 17th, 2027. This is my first time reading aloud that it's coming out in February. It's kind of surprising. Usually it's like a May or summer movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And to your credit, I was disappointed too when they weren't going to age them. Like, they're aging Coco, we'll talk about in a second, but not this one too. Like, I don't know. I don't know how much more movies at this point. Like, they're never going to age them if that's the case. But at the end of the second movie, I believe they made superheroes legal again, and then they have like some government people coming, like hiring groups of people, like making teams almost. But this one says Violet and Dash are going to be the center of the movie, so we'll see how it goes. Like, because we see like the dad be the center of the first one, the mom the second one, so it makes sense that the kids are going to be the
okay. Yeah. No, that I like that actually.
Okay. Coco 2 concept art revealed. Miguel playing a teenager with a new haircut. Ernesto de la Cruz returns November 2029.
De la Cruz.
I don't care about any of this unless Lin-Manuel Miranda comes back for the music.
Interesting. Okay.
He
right.
has to. I don't know if they announced if he's a part of it or not yet, but I love the first one so much. I would hate for them to ruin it. I do like the choice they are making him to age quite a bit, growing up to especially like a fade as a haircut. You know, that was cool.
Brand.
A new original Pixar movie revealed, Ghost Market, a hidden market. It's about a hidden market serving spirits caught between life and death. March 2028. I'm nervous. I hope this isn't too much like Coco, but I can see it being similar, but without like all the colorful orange and yellows in this movie.
Yeah, man. I think that's the biggest announcement for me, only because, and you'll see
Really?
that through the theme of all these announcements. This is a lot of IP that they already have, right? Like this is just they're leaning heavily into the franchise. They're leaning into the properties that have already made them money. Like I still want some original content.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to this.
Harris, I believe it's called Harris. Maybe it's a typo. Harris, a new animated film about a black cat named Nero in Venice, March 2027. Didn't this already come out and it won Oscars? Am I thinking of a different cat?
You're thinking of Lucky.
Gato, right? Lucky. You're right.
No, not Lucky. Yeah. Well, Lucky also had a black cat in it, but also that
Okay,
one.
I'm just confusing them, I
Gato
guess.
as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, they really love those black cats, man.
I don't know how much of a big Kingdom Hearts fan you are, Brandon, but they announced Kingdom Hearts 4, showing new footage and details, including a
Flow.
Coco-inspired world.
Sorry. Flow. That was
Flow.
the movie.
I don't know how
was
that
gonna bother me. It was-
You're good. Kingdom Hearts 4, new footage and details, including a Coco-inspired world, targeted for late 2027. That's just next year. That's pretty sooner than I thought they would. Are you a big Kingdom Hearts guy?
No, but Danny is their number one fan.
I think they did announce a show too, like a Kingdom Hearts TV show coming to Disney Plus.
Oof.
Before we get into the Avengers, because I want to talk about that a lot. Ahsoka Season 2 reveal trailer shown. Grand Admiral Thrawn emerging as the major great threat. That's coming out January of next year. More Star Wars news. Star Wars Starfighter. Gosling confirming his character is K. Teaser was shown May 28th, 2027. It's just not, that's less than a year away now. Are you excited about that one as a Star Wars fan?
Hell yeah, I'm excited. This is our first theatrical release. Well, man, I almost said since Rise of Skywalker, but I keep forgetting we got Mandalorian and Grogu that came out this year, but that was just a TV show extended. This is a true, like, this is new. We don't know these characters, or at least we don't know Ryan Gosling's character. This is brand new. That's not Force-centric. Like, this is going to have a lot of weight on where Star Wars goes from here. So I think all of us are nervously anticipating it.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for 2 because Sean Levy's doing that one too, right? I'll watch it just for him and Gosling together.
Yep.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 3 is going to be coming November 20th, 2026, only a couple months away. Have you watched that show? I heard nothing but good things about it.
No, I have not watched it. But
I think
similar to you, I've only heard good things.
I think our girl from One Battle to Another is going to be in there.
Chase Infinity?
I think I saw that post before. I could be wrong. Someone famous that we like is going to be in this movie or show, and I think it's her. Kingdom Hearts animated series announced. We just talked about that. Lions, a new National Geographic series from Jon Favreau and BBC following a lion cub named Kip, coming August 20th. Camp Rock 3 was talked about. It's now streaming. I know you're excited to watch that as soon as we're done here. Roddy and Michelle 2, Hulu series announced for 2027. The Imagineering Story Season 2, 2027. The Greatest Showman stage musical coming to London West End spring 2027. I would love to see that if they come to the US. Quick announcements about the parks or Disney Park, Disney World. Villains Land is coming, a new Magic Kingdom, and that includes a Maleficent themed coaster and an attracting involving the Magic Mirror. Pistons Peak / Cars. 2 new attractions were detailed: a Car Ridge Run Rally and the Miss Fritters Daredevil Spin Along. Monstropolis at Hollywood Studios. New Monsters Inc. land, including a new theatrical Harryhausen's and Archie's Score Pig Pizza 2027. Indiana Jones and the Myth of the Jade Serpent. It's going to be a new Animal Kingdom attraction with the Tropical Americas. Antonio's Distance Encanto. New Antonio attraction at the Animal Kingdom. Expedition Everest. Mount Yeti. Disney says the Yeti audio animatronic will finally roar back to life. Spaceship Earth, Epcot's iconic attraction, is getting its own major update in nearly 20 years, shifting for emphasis toward human connection. Carousel of Progress. This is with Jamie Lee Curtis and Bryan Cranston will become a new mom and dad and with updated 1980s scene beginning in late 2027. That's gonna be pretty cool. Figment and Dreamfinder. They're getting a new journey into imagination at Epcot. And now this is taking place in California at Disneyland. Avengers Campus has had 2 new attractions featuring the Avengers Infinity Defense and the Stark Flight Jobs, both coming in 2028. Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Mackie, and Brie Larson will reprise their roles as Tony Stark and Captain Marvel and I'm assuming Captain America for this ride. It's a pretty big deal. RDJ is taking that role back as Iron Man a little bit. I've seen concept arts leaked online. It's interesting that he would do that. I'm wondering if it's going to tie in at all. I kind of doubt it. It might be just a random thing that it did, but he got paid big for that.
Oh, yeah.
Coco, this is at Disneyland again. Coco Attraction, a new boat ride through the Land of the Dead California Adventures. I would imagine this is like it's a Small World or something like that, like the little boat ride you take with Tomorrowland, and the last one I got, Tomorrowland getting a major reimagining with new attractions and open spaces. Are you a big Disneyland guy? Have you ever been?
Love Disney. Well, Disney World. Yeah.
Are you excited for these new things? Are you gonna go check them out?
I'm not gonna sprint to check them out, but I typically go around November every year, so I will find myself there for sure.
Yeah, I think like the Monstropolis Land
Villains.
I think that's kind of like pretty close for me. I was like, Universal just did the same thing like it was a year or two ago. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's talk about Marvel announcement, Brandon. I know that's what you've been dying to talk about.
Thank you.
I know I can see it. I know you were waiting for it. X-Men cast has been revealed, and I want to know your thoughts on every single one of these characters. We already knew Sadie Sinkle's coming back as Jean Grey, Kit Connor as Cyclops, who we know from Saturday Nights and The Long Walk. Christopher Abbott's playing Professor X. That was probably my biggest shock out of everybody in this one. Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. Indy Navarre as Rogue, who just broke out this year and phenomenal performance in Obsession. Maya Boyd as Storm, and Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. Was there anything miscasted for you? Were you happy with this whole casting list?
No, I think the thing that everybody was talking about, obviously, I was right. I'll say it again. Told you they were saving this announcement to do on their own stage. But with Indy Navarrete, I forgot to tell you, I saw Obsession, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, hated it. Oh my God, movie freaked me out. So stressful, Rob. So stressful. But that's well, we can talk about that later. I think she did phenomenal. I had her cast in my canon as like a Kitty Pryde, or any other character. Rogue. I trust the process. I trust her. I know she's gonna do well. I know a lot of people want it, like regardless of body type. Like I don't really care about that. But can she bring it? I think that we saw an Obsession that she can do that. The like sweet vibe, but also like someone who gives you a lot of shit, and that's Rogue. So I think that like from that standpoint, we're gonna be okay. Storm. All right, man. I had like 3 people in my head who I thought were like shoo-ins. I've never heard of Maya Boyd, but she checks all the boxes. I actually prefer that they go with like newer folks or lesser known actors for this crew. That's the right answer. That's best case scenario, because you're not going to hit all these contract talks. You're not going to have like all these conflicts and schedules. You just get to build up new stars by giving them a shot in the MCU. That is what we're here for. I think she's fine. But I think she's a very, very attractive Storm, and that's how she is in the comics. And I can see the fanfare so well. It also seems like she's just a good actress. And if they start all of these castings by just give us good actors and good actresses who we can see in the character and build from there, we are starting in a strong foundation.
I 1000% agree with you. Like, I like how it's a younger cast. It's like I wouldn't call any of them A-listers, maybe B-listers. Like, they're just becoming B-listers actors for most of them. Because if you have a bunch of A-list actors in a superhero movie, it's going to be like the Elementals, or not the Elementals, the Eternals, where A-list, and the movie just was mid. It did nothing.
Well,
and granted, because that could have been COVID.
you can also, I don't want to get distracted by the other things that they're doing, right? Like Angelina Jolie is so polarizing, and then so same as Salma Hayek. I'm like, that's Salma Hayek right there. Like, I want to see them in these new roles. I think Samara Weaving is probably like the biggest name on this list, outside of Adam Driver. We'll talk about that in a minute. But like from the X-Men proper, like, and she's gorgeous, and but she's still doing movies like Ready or Not, which are fun and phenomenal. But like, this is a breakout role in a different way for her. And then you get into the Adam Driver of it all. What did you think when you heard he was playing Mr. Sinister?
I mean, they just been talking like at Comic-Con, like how they had many, many different conversations with Adam Driver, and they can never land on the character that they really liked for him, and he really liked. Mr. Sinister as a villain, I'm assuming it's a one-time thing. Like, I don't see him coming back like as Loki and like every other movie. I can admit this. I don't know too much about the character. I know his like he's an X-Men villain. I'm assuming he's like a vampire, right, or something like that.
It kinda, yeah.
That's all as far as I know. Like, so this is really going to be my introduction to the character with him. So I mean, he really has range. As far as I know, I don't think any other actor played a live version of him. So he can really have free range to tackle this any way he wants to. So I mean, I think it's a pretty good setup for him. I am a big fan of Adam Driver. I really do enjoy him. Like that movie 65. We talk about dinosaurs. 65 was another dinosaur movie that came out a couple years ago. It flopped really hard. I really enjoyed his performance in that one too. You know, I've seen him in other movies like Black Klansman. He's a great dramatic actor. So I'm excited to see what he does to this character. And I just like the route they've been going superhero movies lately, instead of doing like a lot of CGI costuming. Like everything's been pretty practical for like the last several movies. So I mean, if they can make him look cool and like even like how they made Skeletor, or even like the concept arts for Doomsday, like with his costume, I love that. If they can do that for him, I'm for it. Give him a shot. I really like to see that. I want to talk about though, how you feel about Christopher Abbott playing Professor X. That's a pretty big casting choice.
Yeah, I don't know that dude though, so I don't have any strong reactions. Like the same way that you could have told me when James McAvoy got announced, way back when. Like obviously we knew who James McAvoy was, but I'm not gonna pretend like, oh, I absolutely could see him as Charles Xavier. Like Charles is such a unique dude, and when he's old, he's bald. But for now, like, let's see how he shows up.
They had a lot of rumors before this got announced, and I could see this guy was not on my radar at all. I mean, he's been in movies that came out last year, like Wolfman. He's been in the HBO series Girls. He was in Kraven the Hunter, apparently. And just looking at him, like, this does not look like Professor X, but I've seen fan concept art of him bald and sitting down. And from that, okay, he can look the part. But they don't want to cast somebody who's going to be like a British actor too. Like they don't want to cast somebody who's been the same. They want a fresh take on this character. So good for them. Like, it's too early to judge this movie at all by anything. I'm sure that I don't even think production is going to start till late this year, if not next year. And I was going to bring that up too. Like, this is all I want to hear about this movie until next year, Brandon. I do not want to hear anything else about this movie. There's so much more projects coming up between then. Get me excited about Black Panther 3 and Ghost Rider before I get excited about X-Men, And plus, there's still other X-Men movies showing. I don't even know what Secret Wars is about, Like, get me excited for this movie before we talk about X-Men,
I think that I want to keep getting these types of announcements, right? Casting is fun for me. I like how Kevin Feige was like, yes, this is so fresh. Some of them are meeting for the first time backstage right now. Like, hell yeah. Like, get me this group of misfits and I'll be all right. I think that we obviously still got a few more, right? We know that the actor who was supposed to be playing the Beast may have dropped out, so we got to cast them.
Yeah.
I got shit on, Rob. Like, I got a few texts last week after our episode, like, are you kidding me? There's no way Wolverine's going to be in the first one. I said, all right, guys, I'll revise my statement. So, we still got those to come, but I think for this one, like right now, I'm liking the concept of obviously a younger cast, a few older folks of the professors that we know, but going from there, a brand new team, and then let's start making magic.
Okay. We're going to see. I'm excited. I don't know what the story's going to be about. I only know who's going to be, and I'm sure there's going to be other X-Men in there too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Well, Mr. Sinister, his whole jam is the evolution of mutants and really figuring out the bloodline. So I think that, the first villain being someone obviously as we're getting introduced and now we're talking about their power levels and strength in them and diving into what a mutant truly is, I think that's a smart move. And then getting someone so talented like Adam Driver coming out of Marriage Story and like you said, Black Klansman and all these, he takes some real roles. I think that he'll bring a certain like gravitas, some heaviness to it as a villain that I actually do think that we'll see him again. So this is something that we can call on him for if the stars align.
I'm just assuming this is going to be an origin story for the X-Men too. So everything is a lot of the setup of them coming together. I kind of wish we could just dive right into an movie.
I think we're going to dive right in. I think,
you think so?
I do because of I think that there will be some setup in Doomsday. Obviously, I think Doomsday is going to introduce them enough where when we see them, we'll understand. And yeah, there'll be some backstory for certain characters, but like the fact that we already met Sadie Sink and like they coming out of this in Secret Wars, we would have already spent time with a lot of these, or at least the older version of their characters, the Gambits of the world. I think that they will kind of hop right into it, a la of Fantastic.
Interesting. Do you think Channing Tatum would be Gambit though after this?
Nah, man, he's dying. Doomsday, calling it out.
Yeah. Okay. Next announcement, we got the first trailer for Vision Quest. James Spader returning as Ultron, coming out October 14th, 2026. I like it. I like the concept of it. It's maybe about 4 years too late. 4 years too late. Because there's so much other shit going on right now. I don't even give a fuck about what you guys are doing anymore. Like, you guys are still crying about these imaginary kids.
It's extremely late. Like, Agatha, while it was good, did not get the views that you would have expected. So I don't know. Again, it makes me question, like, is this the thing that we should be focused on heading into Doomsday? That being said, I love James Spader. I find the trailer did a job of a trailer, right? It increased my anticipation or my excitement. Like, if I didn't see this trailer, I probably would never have even actually started Vision Quest. But there was enough in there I was like, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
So good enough for me.
I mean, this movie looks more interesting than Secret Wars did. I was thinking about this.
You mean
not Secret Wars? Was a Nick Fury's TV show?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Thank you. I was thinking about all the TV shows, and I think because my friend Glenn is going through and we'll be watching all the movies by the time Doomsday comes around, and we were talking about Captain Marvel, the sequel, The Marvels, and I was thinking that Kamala Khan's in there. I was like, that was probably the best show to really connect the movies and the shows, because like you don't really see that so much back and forth at all from anything else that's been happening. So that was pretty cool. Next announcement. Hold on, I had it listed here. New Wolverine game trailer revealed for the PS5 coming September 15th, 2026. I'm very excited for it. I don't know how big of it's the same people that made the Spider-Man and Insomniac games. Are you excited about this at all?
I'm fine. I'm excited. Will I go purchase the day it comes out? We'll see.
I probably will.
Okay.
And then the last thing we got the new Avengers Doomsday trailer. Have you seen leaks of it already?
Leaks of what?
The new Avengers trailer, the newest one.
I saw the actual trailer itself.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was released or not. I just saw the trailer.
Yeah, it was released.
I have theories now, Brandon. We are getting a little bit more story details that we can kind of piece like what the goal is for this one. And it looks like something traumatic happens at Doomsday. We're assuming this is the loss of his wife and child. He is extremely mad. For some reason, he's taken out on the multiverse. I don't know how this connection really is made. We'll find out more trailers come up, or maybe we won't find out until the movie. But he does seem to be upset that our Universe 616, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four worlds are living lives that should never happen because of they changed the past a little bit. They gone off course on what they're supposed to, and he can't live with that. So it's all that he's going to be slashing timelines, essentially. Basically, almost what's one of the villains just got canceled. Kane, you know what I'm talking about?
Which one?
Jonathan Majors' character.
Yeah, Kane,
essentially doing what he was doing, like cutting timelines, it seems like to me. And the coolest thing I was thinking hard about this, obviously we know ours is like how they went back in time to stop Thanos, and like Steve, going back in time to live a life he wants to. And I was like thinking of how the X-Men plays in this. Like, I wonder if they're going to use X-Men Days of Future Past as their event that they should not have survived,
Ooh, good point.
Because we hadn't really touched on them since then. Yeah, I'm excited to think about it that way, because technically none of them were supposed to live. You see the end of the Cyclops and Beast and all these characters come back, and that wasn't going to happen originally. what do you think about the trailer in general? Like, we've seen a lot of more footage of people. We got like some dialogue from other characters that we haven't seen before. What did you think?
Rob, I don't want to see a single second more of anything. I don't want
I
to see
agree.
another character photo. I am at my peak excitement. I got this trailer doom scrolling before I fell asleep. I think it was like right after midnight, like maybe like 12:15. I watched this trailer. Couldn't sleep, Rob. I was giddy. I watched it 4 times in one night. I said to everybody I knew, this thing, bro, the moment it starts was like, Victor never used to be like this.
Yeah.
Bro, Pedro Pascal screaming, did you do this?
Yeah.
We get a little bit more of that Thor fight. And Doom is just aura farming the entire time. Hell answers to me. Give me that Shakespearean dialogue that Thanos was dropping while he was beating the hell out of everybody. If Doom is going to do that and have the power to stop them and destroy worlds, Rob, enough is enough. I am hooked. I like seeing everybody. I like seeing the team ups. It obviously gave us a little bit more insight. We know that we saw Magneto, basically on his deathbed, just sitting there
Crying too. Yeah.
like just hurt. Like I can, I can infer a lot of things, and I'm going to do my best not to let my speculation become my expectations. But man, oh man, there were people who texted me, like I haven't talked to in like years, that were like, you get your tickets yet? Like, what do you think about this? Like, that is the thing that Avengers were missing. I've said it for a while that we were back. We were never really gone, but we lost our way. We are so back. This was a phenomenal trailer. It's only going to increase ticket sales. We're still 4 months away from actually seeing this, and I need it tomorrow. Masterpiece, Rob.
Now, that being said, did you buy your tickets for Avengers Doomsday yet?
I bought them last month, Rob. I bought them the moment they went on sale. I'm going to the 1 p.m. showing. I'm going to go on Thursday at 1 p.m. and then I'm driving all the way down to watch Dune 3 in IMAX. I have a plan, all right. And then I bought my Thursday ticket and my Saturday ticket because I know myself, and I'm gonna have to go back to back. But yeah, I was blown away by, and then when you really think about it, we actually only got like a little bit. Like, again, this is probably something that happens in like the early part of the movie, but that's my fear. The one thing that we don't give Marvel enough credit for is everywhere else we talk about when it comes to trailers, they showed me too much. Like, I know everything that goes on. First off, with Spider-Man, we thought that, and then all the big scenes happened in the first, 90 seconds of the movie. Like, it was just clips. But even like going back to Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, like they gave us just enough to get us interested, but we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And Marvel lies to us. Like, that may be unpopular for some other people. I'm good with them lying. Like, throw me off the scent. I want to be genuinely shocked, surprised, and satisfied throughout that movie.
If there could be a cameo by anyone that has been announced that would genuinely shock you, who would it be?
Genuinely shock me?
Do you think Deadpool and Wolverine are in there? Because they had the kind of teaser like thing where they called in.
Deadpool for sure. Wolverine maybe. I don't know. I don't think that there's a necessary cameo because it's an Avengers movie. So I already expect to see everybody. Like,
maybe like I'm talking about like a Toby or even Nicolas Cage or maybe even Halle Berry's Storm,
Yeah, a movie. But that's what I mean. Like, they already, because we're seeing so much nostalgic, it's not like a Deadpool and Wolverine that when we saw Wesley Snipes' Blade, I was like, holy shit, they can do this. Now that they've set the tone, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They're in here as well. Get back to the original story. Like, I don't want this to be a cameo fest. I don't want this to be like a shock value. I want real scenes, man. And I think we're going to get it.
Okay. I'm just curious to see how like things are going to change after this movie. Like, maybe after Secret Wars, how everything's going to play out. Because
like Daisy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like that one would shock me. And I'd be like, whoa, I can't believe they're doing this. But again, like, I'm just thinking about my reaction. It'd be more like, I can't believe that this is happening. Not like, hell yeah. I'll just be like, all right, we just got another cannon fodder because Doom's on one right now.
Okay. I'm excited for that one. I seen the Dune trailer too, like this past weekend of this movie, and I'm getting hyped for that one as well. Still, yeah. Robert Pattinson's been fucking killing it. I keep getting more excited for primetime every time I see something across my plate with it.
Yeah. It looks. I like all the parody and skits of it so far too. Like, I think
it had Flash Thompson playing one of the Predators. Yeah.
It'll be pretty fun.
Yeah. All right, Brandon. We covered a lot. We covered a lot. It's a big movie. Big movie. The End of Oak Street was a good movie. It was a fun experience. Would you recommend this movie to see for people to see in theaters?
If you like the disaster movie archetype, if you like a Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, this is definitely a movie for you. If you are like wanting something a little bit more serious or like thought provoking, you're going to the wrong movie. That's okay, and that's absolutely okay.
Next week is a horror movie coming out. I believe it's one of the new. I can't remember the franchise name, but off the top of my head. But yeah, so,
Insidious.
yeah. If we get 200 downloads this episode, Brandon will go see it. How about that?
You'll go see
Yeah.
it? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, I'll be excited for you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TikTok, and Letterboxd. Stay tuned next week. Be safe and see.
Peace.